Probably one of the least offensive whiskeys I've tried in a very long time. Welcome back to Foolproof Hunter. I'm Joe, and today we're drinking some Dickel. Let's get into it. I owned 3 of these already. I did have to go out and acquire these 2 bottles. I've been kind of interested in this myself. Maybe you're wanting to pick up one of these because these are very economically priced. They range in proof from 80 proof all the way up to 100 for the bottle and bond. And where else can you get a 13-year age-stated bottle and bond product for $45? Let's get into this and see which one of these I think is best. So starting with glass 1. Typical bourbon notes. I would say maybe a little bit. It definitely doesn't feel like the 80 proof, but I've been wrong before. It does feel like there's a little bit of proof there. None of these are above 100 proof. So does Dickel even make a cask strength version? I started looking the other night and I can't find particularly a cask strength version of any of their products. So if you know of a cask strength version, not the 17-year, let me know down in the comments, because I wouldn't mind picking one of those up, because I have an idea for a video in the future, a Tennessee whiskey showdown, but I want it to be at cask strength. So Old Glory, Old Dominic, Jack Daniels, and I'd love for Dickel to be in there, but if their highest age stated thing that I have is this bottle and bond, it would be at a slight disadvantage. So if you know of a cask strength Dickel product that is of course obtainable, let me know down in the comments and I'll see if I can search it out. Okay, so just good, typical, very subtle bourbon notes. On to the number 2. Way less than on the first one. There's like a caramelly sweetness, but it is buried. And this definitely smells lower proof. Like you can get your nose all the way down in there and almost touch the liquid and not get an ethanol burn. Very subtle, so that would be probably a very fine mixer, especially if you're trying to not get a whole lot of whiskey flavor, at least on the nose. We'll see when we get to the palate. Didn't pick up on any minerality so far. I know that's what some of y'all are concerned with the Dickel minerality, right? But so far, I haven't really picked up on any of that. Glass number 3. Well, there's the minerality. Definitely on this nose for sure. I mean, it's there, it's pretty front and center. It isn't, to me, that minerality isn't extremely off-putting. I don't see the whole thing with people who don't like it. Now, I will say this, I am one of those people that don't like cilantro, so I get it. Pretty prevalent on the nose, hard to kind of get away from it. There's some sweetness there, there's some oakiness, there's some vanillas there. I mean, but they're all kind of overshadowed by that minerality. Okay. So while this does have a touch of the minerality, I mean, it is like a tenth of what's on here, there's something else there. There's a vague sweetness, but there's a funkiness there as well. Definitely smells lighter proof. That just smells like tea water. Maybe that's what that is. It's just tea water. So not a fan of these two compared to these two. So far, I can't remember this one offhand, but I know I did like the first one, and I think I like the second one. These two this definitely has more character than this. This is very light, but this has that minerality. So minerality, ooh, that's heavy. That's more minerality than this. Still not super off-putting to me, but it is there. So if you're opposed to that mineral taste, avoid this one and definitely avoid this one, at least on the nose. We'll see when we get to the palate. Okay, that's minerality for days. So we're gonna try the palate. There feels like there's a little proof there. If I had to take a wild guess without having tasted any of the others, I would say that's the 100 proof, because there's some proof there. Some nice flavors. There's like a flat cola note there. There's a little bit of sweetness. There's some a light oakiness. There's like a confectionery type puff pastry kind of thing going on there. Whatever that is, that's pretty good. It is missing a few things though. There's a little bit of a baking spice there on the back end. It's okay. There's nothing special about the mouthfeel. It's not oily or anything like that. The finish is middle of the road, right? It's not overly complex. It's not overly long finishing. It's just good run-of-the-mill whiskey. Whatever that is especially in these price points, this is fairly expensive. This is like 70, 80 bucks in some markets. But the rest of these are sub 50 and sub 30 on the glass too. For a second there, I forgot which glass I was on. I probably should, like as I taste these, push one out or push it forward. When you're blinding 2 or 3, it's fine. But when you get this many, you kind of lose track, especially when you're talking to a camera and, you know, trying to retain your thoughts. I know, YouTube problems, right? Okay, that one actually has a decent mouthfeel to it. I think I like this one just a little more than this one. While this one probably has a few more notes in it that are a little bolder, this one is just more balanced across the flavor profile. You get the same flavor notes from the front palate, mid palate to the finish. The finish is fairly long lasting for what it is. That's pretty solid. I like that. All right, glass 3, minerality. That minerality don't really hit you till about the mid palate, and then the mid palate to the finish, you get it. Man, that has like a drying effect to it as well. That's interesting. So that's like a dry oak on that. It's not off-putting, but it's there. So yeah, it definitely has the minerality taste. It's not super harsh, but it is there. Okay. Glass 4. This is that one that was very flat, wasn't it? This is the one I think I described as tea water. All right, on the palate. Probably one of the least offensive whiskeys I've tried in a very long time. Slight caramel note or butterscotchy note. I mean, but it feels a little young because there's like a graininess to it, like a corn graininess. There's not much, if any, of that minerality note. So it feels low proof. So if you're looking for a good mixer, this may be your go-to. On to the 5th one. Math, right? Oh yeah, minerality. Woo, yeah. Wow. I've heard some people use the term sweet tarts. You know, those chalky sweet kind of treats that you ate when you were a kid during Halloween and different holidays. I would probably characterize that more of that because it's been a long time since I've had Flintstone vitamins. I would say that's more of that chalky sweet tart kind of notes. Both of those. I struggle with that one. This is definitely last place. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that one out. All right, let's go back through these real quick. Nice, solid, you know, across the line bourbon, whatever, Tennessee whiskey. Okay. If I had to pick between those two, I think I would pick that one over this one. There's some complexity there, but that minerality I think will push away a lot of people. Now I think it's between these two. I like my rankings as they are, but let's see about these two. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Last place, second to the last place. Now again, I'm going by overall experience here. I'm not going by, like, this definitely has probably more flavor than these two. These are definitely just more balanced and just good. Pick them up. You don't really have to worry about what you're drinking. You're getting some good flavor notes. This one probably has a little more complexity, but that minerality is very off-putting. And then there's something else there. Now it's between these two. Man, that minerality is tough. All right, I'm gonna put that. Now, I don't care how this turns out. I don't have any vested interest in this. So last place, second to the last place, third place, second place, first place. Let me bring these in so I can do this a little bit better. All right, so last place, E. Classic recipe, 80 proof sour mash. I think that's this one. Nope. Classic. Which one's classic? Classic recipe, 80 proof. So it was lower proof. Okay. All right. Next. B. Oh, the 8-year 90 proof. Oh, that was one of my, yep. This is actually, if you'd have asked me before this review to suggest to you a Dickel product, I probably would have suggested that one. So, good to know. All right, next up, C. Wow, so the Ball & Bond had the most Dickel on it. I also would have recommended this one up until this video. Second place, D. Oh, wait. Oh, I did that wrong. Is this C? Ah, I did do that wrong. C is the 15-year. Why didn't y'all say something? 15-year. Yep. C is the 15-year. Tons of minerality on that. Now, I do know there are 100 proof versions of this that people rave about. They say they don't have that minerality and they are solid. They also have store picks of this that can go up to 18 years old too. So keep an eye out for those. I've never found a 100 proof version or a store pick that has that 18-year age statement, but I'm still on the lookout. So D, second place. Yep, that is, okay, that makes more sense because I would have said this don't have a whole lot of minerality on it. Makes perfect sense now if I get my bottles right. Are you saying that number 1A is the signature recipe? It's a 90 proof signature recipe. Holy crap. I think this was one of, if not the cheapest bottles that I just bought. Because again, I didn't have this bottle and I didn't have this bottle. Wow. Okay. So first place goes to that bottle. Well, this was very interesting. That's actually really cool. I was really expecting this to do well, this to do well. I didn't know where these were going to fall. I knew I didn't care for this bottle that much. My review was not very kind to that bottle. It's interesting. Yeah, if you'd have asked me before this, which one of these I thought would win, I'd have been sure it was one of these bottles. Really and truly. But I didn't realize this was 90 proof. It's a signature whiskey. I'm not sure what makes this different. So there you go. If your flavor palette aligns with mine, definitely give this bottle a shot, because I think, if I could be mistaken, but this was definitely one of the latest purchases, and one of those bottles was like $22.95 and the other was like $23.95 or $25.95. So sub $30 for both of these bottles. And go out and grab you one of these. Try it out. See what you think. Let me know. So let me know down in the comments. Have you had any of these? What do you think about them? Which one is your favorite? If you've had all of them, let me know. If you found one of these at a higher proof or a higher age statement, also let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Really love to hit that here shortly. And until the next video, that was weak. That was weak. Cheers, y'all. Whew, that's a lot of whiskey.